Sorry for the reverb.
Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right.
And we're live. Welcome to a brand new episode of Anecdotal Arguments. I am your host, Jay Fry, and with me, as usual, is Sean. How's it going, Sean?
I'm here, and usual is, matter of perspective.
Well, in the last 5 years, it's usual. In the last month, not so much. Garrick is busy frothing at the mouth. How's it going, Josh?
It's going pretty well. How about you, Mr. Fry?
Well, I'm not the one with the roommate frothing at the mouth, so I'm doing great.
Well, it's only temporary.
Both?
Maybe shots are expensive nowadays
Been
because
there before.
government pays for everything else.
Mm-hmm. I got the... What did I get? I got the T-DAP, the B-PAP, the MEMSHMAP. What the hell?
T-Pap?
T-PAD? T-DAB? D-TAB? Whatever the fuck it was. I got that to play with kids last year when everyone else was getting the COVID shots. They're like, did you get the vaccine? I was like, yes, I did. For something. Then I saw that kid once. My arm hurt for 4 days. And I only saw that kid once. Bastard. So, the vaccine? I was like, yes, I did. Who's watching the stream?
Me. I had to check to see if it was working.
Is it working?
It is. It appears to be. So we're good.
What? No one is watching because you started 17 streams.
I know.
They're still going through the backlog trying to find the right one.
Hey, we got a viewer.
That's me.
No, that's me. Because I logged into it.
I don't remember any of the last... how long have we been gone? 6 movie reviews?
2.
What?
3.
I don't remember last week or the week before.
Right. So we missed a total of 3 because we were off for 2.
Yeah.
Where is Collins? No.
So, does anybody remember what they were? Wasn't Goodfellas? What one? Godfather, I mean?
Hang on. So, I don't think we got to cover 1917, and we didn't cover No Country for Old Men or The Green Mile.
Okay, I did watch 1917.
I haven't seen it either.
What'd they rate it?
Matt gave it 3.
Would Blonde give it?
I don't recall.
I thought it was like a 1 or a 2.
I know she gave Green Mile a 1.
Oh, is that? I thought that's what we were talking about. Sorry.
Oh, no.
No, she
1917.
gave 1917 a 4 out of 5, I think. She really liked it.
All right, I'll put it on my list. Garrick, did you get the 7 from earlier that got added to your list?
What's that?
So did you get the 7 from earlier that were added to your... Well, 8 for earlier added to your list?
Oh, I did. I don't care.
Yeah.
It did dawn on me because Josh and him were watching Hot Shots the other night. Maybe I should put that on my list as a comedy.
No.
What?
It's a parody, so... It's... Okay, so I watched Vampire Suck before I watched Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this stupid thing with this guy just popping up in a poof of smoke in different scenarios. Like he was like doing his taxes, and one time he was showering, and because she would do different dangerous things to see the guy. And I didn't understand it at all. So then when I watched the Twilight series, I'm like, oh, equally stupid, but now I understand the reference. So if you don't have the original basis, if you didn't see Top Gun, or no, Rambo's for Hot Shots.
Well,
Part Two.
no, the point was to get to Hot Shots Part 2, which would be more up his alley for references.
It's I like Hot Shots Part 2. It's one of my favorite
It's the
comedies.
better one. It's the
Yeah.
better one, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I don't care how many times you see Christy Swanson in a bra. Just be one of the men.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Shots Part 2 is the better film.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how rated the fridge gets during sexual escapades. Yeah, Hot Shots Part 2 is better. But again, it's loaded with references. I mean, you get the I dropped a bomb in Saddam's lap. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty self-explanatory. No, that was one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because in the second one, he's actually
He
fighting.
literally goes and fights Saddam, and
Yeah.
Saddam is basically the T-2000.
It's
Well,
Matt,
so
we're,
is-
talk- it's
so is
Matt
Lloyd
we're talking
Bridges.
about, though, so he might not get a Saddam reference.
Yeah.
He should get a Saddam reference.
I don't know. He's millennial as fuck.
Ooh.
I know,
Okay,
I'm
so-
a millennial when I got it.
Does anybody have anything about No Country for Old Men?
It's been so long since I saw it, I really honestly could not opine properly.
I put it on my list because they gave it glowing reviews. I'm not the biggest fan of the whoever they are, the Fargo people,
Coen Brothers.
Coen Brothers, thank you. But I added it to the list. Not gonna watch Scream Mile. I don't care for it at all.
It's such a good movie. What do you mean?
I read the
fucking,
short story.
Review last night.
She gave it a 1.
I told her fuck off. It's a good movie. I don't give a fuck what she thinks. It was funny because I put in the chat that it's my favorite Tom Hanks movie, and somebody replied with a timeline where we have Saving Private Ryan. You picked The Green Mile as your favorite Tom Hanks movie, and my reply was, so Saving Private Ryan, the first 20 minutes are fan-fucking-tastic. It's probably the best 20 minutes of cinematography in the history of cinematography.
You
I
clearly
just
haven't
think the rest
seen
of the movie
Wire.
is shit because it's terrible, terrible writing. No, Tom Hanks is a shitty leader. And that's why everybody dies.
Clearly haven't seen Barbed Wire. Or
I know who
Splash.
you're talking about, but I have not seen that in so fucking long. I don't remember what it's about.
Dude, I've probably seen that movie 5 times and I couldn't tell you what it's about. I think she's a
Dude, it's
stripping,
about-
bar
let's not-
owning.
She's
Let's
a
not
bounty
stripper
hunter?
that
Not fake the funk. Barbed Wire is about Pam Anderson's boobs.
Yeah.
she's a stripper that assassinates people. I don't know.
No, she's definitely a bounty hunter because I bought that movie to watch it during downtimes at the and then I watched it and I was like, I can't play this. So I jokingly brought it in just to have it there, and then the guys eventually watched it, and it's very creepy to watch naked women run around with your dudes. I think she's got a brother. I think she's got a brother. Or a coworker who died. I don't. It's a shit movie.
Would you put it
So-
up there with something, say, like Birdemic?
Are you gonna watch it if I say that?
Maybe.
I definitely didn't suggest watching Birdemic at any point. And there's a second one, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
Speaking of, there's 3 Deep Blue Seas, and I can't believe there was a 2.
Yeah, the unneeded sequel.
especially since in the first one, I don't know if you guys like follow through with the movie, but the first death, the first shark that dies, by the way, they're all 27 feet because Bruce was 26 feet. And they have to just be bigger than Jaws. Each death is the death the way the sharks died in the film series 1, 2, and 3. Explosion, electrocution, impalement. Ah, she does have a brother. I watched the movie. Told you guys.
Coming in.
Deep Blue Sea 2 was shit, apparently. Who would have thought?
Who? Because there was no Samuel Jackson. He got eaten in the first one.
He comes back. He claws himself out of the mouth.
The shark.
Yeah. It's like, I ain't dead yet, motherfucker. Tired of these goddamn sharks and this goddamn Oceanic Institute or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, nothing beats the end of Megalodon where Jason Statham fist fights a 75-foot long shark
Yes.
and wins.
If anything tells me that Jason Statham is going to survive the apocalypse, it's that.
What the fuck? I see some stupid shit. There's a movie called Pterodactyl, which, by the way, right up there with Birdemic. I think it's got like a 2.3. So it's 0.6 better than Birdemic. And the roommate literally is having sex with a guy so that they can get to his armory. And I'm like, he was actually handing out guns before you had sex with him. So that was not necessarily needed. But go off, girl. Tom's Jane was a good eye candy, and I'll take your word for it, because that chick we got, who, even though she stripped down to her nothings, was just not. When she electrocuted the second shark. Maynard says Jason saved them and defeat the prehistoric shark in 24 hours or his heart would stop. I have no idea how that movie got sequels. Like, isn't he dead at the end of the first one?
He's supposed to be.
Yeah. Psych! We pliskened you.
That would be the only allowable movie, is if they do a Snake Plissken movie about what happened in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it couldn't be him. It'd have to be his frickin' son Wyatt. He's
It would have to be
terrible
Wyatt.
Captain America.
Yeah. I would fully watch it if Wyatt did that movie.
Yeah. I'd watch Scott Eastwood in a Western just to see how it worked out. I would give my money to see the kids playing in the parents' roles after a certain amount of time, like being the son of the guy.
We get Scott Eastwood in a Dirty Harry
Oh God, no, because he'd end up being like a Chris Rock in Butters from the Third Lethal Weapon, with like this psychology degree. Oh, they did that in Shaft. Shaft 2.
Yeah.
Shaft's kid was Shaft, and him and Richard Roundtree run around like, "You a fucking faggot, boy." But it was like more cyber necessary stuff, and he had like a almond milk in the fridge. But yeah, I would give it a shot. I would give it a go for just to see how it goes. Like Scott's not like the greatest actor, but he's also like new to it.
Well, he could play the man with no name in the spaghetti western and do just fine. Because
Yeah.
I mean, what did Clint Eastwood have, like 3 total lines?
Yeah, like I give Joe Estevez a shot in movies all the time.
Yeah, and I'm always disappointed.
But the names, man. Whew. I watch them just so I can say I watched Bimbo Bolorama 4, the Squishing or whatever the fuck they're called. But like I get a giggle every time I see Frank Stallone in something. Clint Howard doesn't count because he's more prolific than Ron.
As an actor, yes. But Ron's got a lot more production and directorial credits to him.
Mm-hmm. I like seeing the DeLuise kids in anything, even though Peter's a director more than anything.
That was the one that was on Jump Street?
Wasn't it? Two of his sons are directors. Peter and wasn't it Peter DeLuise?
Not even sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Peter DeLuise. Wait, God, they look so damn alike. I have to get a bigger picture. Yeah, it's Peter DeLuise.
Was the one on Jump Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I think David's the other one who's. Yeah, David's another actor, and then David's another director, and Michael's the actor. Yep. And who else we got? I don't really care for like Jamie Lee Curtis. Outside of the 90s.
Or the 80s.
Or the 80s. I was thinking about that. Like, you know what? No, there's
a reason to watch. There's definitely a reason to watch Trading Spaces.
Yeah. I was like, and True Lies.
And True Lies. And whatever that workout movie she did with John Travolta was.
Staying Alive?
No, it was not Staying Alive. It was about the early 80s fad of jazzercise and stuff like that. Aerobics and stuff. She's an aerobics instructor, and they have a scene where she's doing aerobics in front of a class, and it's extremely watchable and plausible.
Are you sure it's not Staying Alive?
Pretty sure.
No, that's the one he did with Sylvester Stallone.
Perfect. That's what Steven called it. It's called Perfect.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone directed it, and he whipped him into shape, like Xanadu shape. Oh, yeah, he's got the loincloth and everything. Jesus Christ. Yeah, definitely Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies. Yeah, that is definitely right up there with Perfect. And Trading Places. Yeah, all right. Never mind, scratch that. I did like that in Halloween H2O, Janet Leigh played her secretary, and they had this very do you mind if I give you some motherly advice type of thing? And I was like, that's her mom. Because my wife and the other time I watched it, girlfriend, just didn't have the knowledge of who the character was. But Arnold's kid is not Arnold, but his was it Michael Pena or whatever, isn't it? Not Michael Pena, but I think it starts with a B. I think it's Michael Botana, whatever his name is.
The maid's kid.
The maid's kid is like Arnold incarnate.
Yeah, but yeah, the one he had with Maria Shriver is just a schlub.
Yeah.
The son he had with her, anyway. I think the daughters are actually pretty fit. I don't know.
Baena. Joseph Baena. Yeah, never mind. He doesn't look that ripped. Oh, wait. Maybe I'm thinking of Patrick. No, that is definitely the same person. What the hell? Okay, yeah, Joseph is Ripley muscle guy. For some reason, when I clicked on Joseph, it brought up Patrick. Oh, maybe I didn't. And then Christopher is the schlub who lives with Mama.
Yeah, Joseph Bana is the ripped one.
Yeah.
And Patrick is... Well, it looks like he's slimmed down at least.
No, you're thinking of Christopher.
Oh, you're right. I am thinking of Christopher. Christopher's the schlub.
Yeah. Patrick's the one who originally came up, and I'm like, well, he's not schlub. My fat ass is calling somebody schlubby. No offense,
Well,
Chris.
Dude, when your dad's Arnold Schwarzenegger, how do you even get to be a schlub?
Like, he's like the first, like, he was like the president of fitness under Reagan.
Yeah. Like, how do both of your parents not beat the shit out of you for being schlubby?
Yeah. All right, Christina Schwarzenegger is, just like her mom.
No, I guess Christopher has lost some weight.
So, I know Stallone's daughters are all cute.
How does that
Yeah, we
work?
can talk about Sylvester Stallone's recent divorce.
Who was he married to?
He was married to some woman for 25 years, and apparently she told him to get rid of a dog. He said no, and they divorced.
Wow, what a bitch.
That's loyalty right there.
Well, what kind of dog was it?
One he didn't want to get rid of.
Clearly.
Dedicated and proud.
All right, so it was Jennifer Flarvin. Oh, shit.
You're making that up.
Why the fuck would I make that up? It's so good. Flarvin.
Yeah, look at that. Flavin.
No. Flavin.
That's his third
Lego?
failed marriage.
What? Who was? It was just Bridget Nielsen.
And then there was one before that he was married to in the 70s. Oh. American former model.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Not current Flava Flav side piece.
No. Well, I bet you that's where she's headed, but
No, that was that's Bridget Nielsen.
like
Oh, Sasha Zek.
really cute in her 20s, not so cute in her 40s.
Who?
Flavin. Flavin with the oi.
She's 70. Because I was gonna say because Sasha's 42, so Jennifer Flavin is
54.
54. 5'9".
I mean, I wouldn't.
In
care
heels,
to
she's
bet
taller
for
than him.
Cookies, but like,
All right, these
She's
daughters
obvi-
need fucking name tags next to them.
obviously married him for his clout and money.
Oh, Sage. Looks like someone named Sage. Shrigoha, which probably is not how you pronounce it, but who knows. 26, she's cute. That'd be kind of interesting if, like, instead of the dads, it went to the daughters.
I guess that Sly just can't pump out the Y chromosome for some reason.
Sage is his only son, and it looks like a daughter.
And Sirgo looks like could be a dude.
What the is that what we're going with for Sirgo? Sergoth?
There's no
I got
TH. It's Sirgo.
Circle. Sophia's cute.
Yeah.
26. Yeah, we could get, and I know Van Damme's got a daughter who's cute, and martial arty inclined.
No, Sirgo's a dude.
What? Did I click the wrong fucking button again?
Sirgo's definitely a dude. Sage is a dude. Why would you name a dude Sage? I don't get it.
Why would you name anybody Sage?
Well, it's a good stripper name.
No, it's not. Coming to the stage, Sage? No. The only acceptable stripper name is Nevea because it's heaven backwards. Oh, that is a dude. And the second picture isn't even him. It's Milo Vinti of Manila. Milo Varma?
Oh, here we are making fun of him, and he's autistic. Now I feel like a dick.
Do you though?
A little
These aren't
bit.
the same people. Oh, okay. Here he is, looking semi-autistic, possibly Downsy.
Almost looks Downsy, yeah, but he's apparently autistic, and so I kind of feel bad.
No, because okay, this is definitely wrong. Is there like a?
Did he
This
die?
is it's Milo. What's his nuggets from Heroes?
What? What? Oh.
But it's
No, according to this, he's 43. Not dead. What?
but
Okay,
I've got the wrong
Google's
guy.
Broken.
Okay, so it is Google because I was having an issue with Gmail when I logged on because I sent the invite to Josh. Ventimiglia? Ventimiglia? Ventimiglia. Okay. Well, it's him. But it's saying it's Sylvester Stallone's kid. Like there's pictures with the name of the kid in it, which is definitely wrong. That's just weird. But yeah, so we'll do the daughters. That'd be kind of cool. Although I expect Commando to be a very different room and different movie with a woman in the lead. That should have been the name of the Barbed Wire movie. All I know is he played a computer programmer in Stay Alive, and to nerd him up, they just gave him glasses and 5 o'clock shadow. I was not impressed. So, who wants to talk about the Queen?
Not I.
I guess I can keep that thing on fucking. I wonder if Jeff Speakman's good. What's Steven Seagal's situation? I mean, these guys are in their 70s now, but they got to have like 20-year-old daughters. With their third wives. When you think about it, how old's Alyssa Milano? And she was his daughter in Commando.
I believe Alyssa Milano is my age. A little bit older.
Yeah. She's definitely older because I liked the older women when I was a kid. Samantha. Not Samantha. That was her name. And who's the boss?
It was Sam.
Sam.
Samantha. Yeah, she's
What was
a year
Elizabeth
and a half older
White's
than
name
me.
then?
What was what?
What's Elizabeth White's name then?
Hang on.
Angela,
Angela, yeah.
and Mona. Yeah.
Yeah, Mona was from Soap.
Mm-hmm. Satan saved the queen. There was something on TikTok earlier that said, "Oh boy, she the queen really really did mean it when she said that her corgis were like her children because she gave them up to Prince Andrew.
Oh,
I was like, oh, that was fucking dark.
it is dark.
Did you see him grope his granddaughter? Or not his granddaughter, his, it can't be his granddaughter.
Who, Andrew?
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. Could be his daughter.
No,
His daughters
she's-
are pretty good looking.
Maybe, because it was from the back, so I was thinking younger. But, yeah, he had his arm very appropriately high up on her shoulder. Then he bent down for something, and the arm went down with him. All the way to the butt cheek before he pulled it away. I was like, dude, cameras.
He doesn't care. Yeah.
So the pallbearers are interesting in the in this picture.
Because of the
They're-
hands?
Yeah, their arms are completely underneath the casket, going
Yes.
across to the shoulder of the other guy,
Yes.
instead of being a huckleberry, which is fucking. It's not true. They're called huckles, but it's not a huckleberry. Is not someone who carries a fucking huckle.
Type of delicious berry.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Schnozberries are penises, by the way. He wrote a second book. But a huckleberry is not someone who carries a huckle. That's a bearer.
The hell is a
But
huckle?
it's the handle on the side of a casket.
I am not finding that.
You know,
Look at this.
you know what movie we could recommend for Matt that I think would be actually a really good one and funny?
Good
Howard the
movie,
Duck.
funny.
Mouse Hunt.
It's the
Yeah, that actually would be good.
no, it
That
is
would be a
funny.
good one for him and Calvin. It's a kid movie.
Calvin
Yeah.
Christensen. Good God, I'm gonna bully that kid.
Hey, Birdcage?
No.
I fucking love Birdcage.
I don't know about Birdcage.
No for him, but I fucking love that movie. I think Blonde
Yeah.
would too.
I think both of them would like Mouse Hunt.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
still enjoy
it's
that.
not a bad movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, this according to the dictionary, that huckle is a obsolete word that means hip or haunch.
Yeah, well, it's not the it's the fucking it's a piece of rope that goes through the casket, not like the actual like the buckle that they have now, where it's a hand grip. Those are called buckles, but it's like a bunghole. Bunghole is a fucking hole in a piece of wood. And the thing you put aside it is a bung. They're just fucking words. Like I have a book I'm reading, and there's vampires, werewolves, witches, all sorts of things. And somebody said there's a shapeshift. There's a Fenrir, the Loki's son, had sex with a Kodiak bear, and the offspring transforms between a bear and a wolf.
I thought Fenrir was one of Odin's wolves.
No, Fenrir is one of the sons of Loki. Fenrir, Hel, and an eight-legged horse that Odin rides. And anywho, because Norse mythology is fucking fucked. By the way, it's a chariot, not a fucking boat. Tiki, or whatever your name is.
Well, yeah, the horse is Sleipnir.
Yeah.
I thought Fenrir was the wolf, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Fenrir is the wolf.
And it took Mir's hand? Mir? Odin's oldest son. Who's his oldest son? I think it's Mir. Anyway, yeah, he got chained down. Yarda yarda. Did you just look it up?
Yeah.
Was that right?
Yeah, it is. It's the son of
Yeah.
the demonic god Loki and giantess Angerboda.
Yeah. And the horse?
Horse is Sleipnir.
And that is also Odin or Loki's kid?
Hang on. Gotta go back. Sleipnir.
I think he banged the world serpent. As a girl.
Is the child of Loki and Sovolatari,
I don't know who that is.
and is sometimes ridden to the location of Hel.
Hel's his other daughter with his wife, and she is half beautiful goddess and half rot. And there's an insult from a book calling somebody the dwarf dick spawn of Hel's half rot twat that is absolutely hilarious every time I hear it. But anyway, so the Fenrir and this Kodiak bear got it on, and it's a shape shift. It shifts between a bear and a wolf, both gigantic in size because it was a large Kodiak. And they go, it's like a were bear wolf. I'm like, no, were means person, werewolf means man wolf. There's no. Where does it mean transformation? It's person, human. It's a bear wolf, a wolf bear, not a werewolf bear. Unless it transforms into a person, and you're like, you're a fucking werewolf. You should know that. You should know the derivation of your own fucking title.
There's no mention of Fenrir's son.
No, it's in a book. It's not lore.
Oh, okay.
This is just a book written like 6 years ago or whatever.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, it depends on where you look it up too, because Hel, Hel, is the daughter, but in Marvel it's Hela, and that's Odin's oldest daughter or whatever. There's no mention of Mir at all, so it gets kind of skewed. And apparently that's where the boat comes in, because Thor has a chariot with that's pulled by two goats, and the fucked up thing is he slaughters them for food at night, and in the morning they're reborn, full-size goats again. And there's an actual story of Thor, who shows the guy that if you takes his hammer and he slaughters his goat, it's reborn in the morning, and the next day he does it to the guy's stag, and they have stag that night, and when he wakes up in the morning, Thor's gone, and he took the meat with him.
Okay, this is a rabbit hole I don't need to go down.
Oh, dude, no. Norse is... Whew.
Dude, it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm. But there is like a full... It's all flushed out.
Well, and
It gets skewed with Marvel and stuff like that, but
for as much as I don't like him, Neil Gaiman wrote a very decent book on Norse mythology. That's well
depending on
written.
how connected it is to reality. I don't know if I want to say that.
Historical accuracy.
Yeah, myths, yeah. The known myths, anyway.
Right.
Now, bunghole is basically a hole in any piece of wood. The caskets had bungholes that a piece of rope was tethered through to tie to the toe of a recently deceased person who might not actually have been dead, so they could ring the bell. Not quite dead yet.
I'm not dead yet. I'm getting better.
No, he's not. So that just words. And usually, when I say a word, I know what it means. Usually, I would say almost amicably. That might have been the wrong word.
Would you say that it is very cromulent?
Well, no, there's the one time I had to look up a word you used, and I was like, son of a bitch, I don't even know what this word means. I don't even remember the word. I just remember the definition as it's basically like the wall of a prison. Starts with a P. Like it's a wall, and you can look inside.
Oh,
A wall
that's
with the purpose of looking inside.
yeah.
I was like, I don't even know what this word is. Tried to look it up.
Panopticon. It's panopticon.
Panopticon,
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I was like, son of a bitch. Because words are important, which is why I will never use pronouns. But we're going to stop there because we don't want to strike. And I already said the F word.
They're gunning for us. It's only a matter of time. I may or may not have created another channel. We'll see.
Yeah, keep an eye open for that. I don't even know how we get it to you people. You don't even follow me. Maynard.
I'd probably just kibitz it into one of Matt and Blonde's streams.
Hey, we got a new channel because someone happens to use the N-word way too often and talk about election.
Yeah, don't talk about the election. That's what both of the strikes were for.
We'll pawn it off on Garrick. He can do it. Since Blonde just doesn't read my fucking super chats. Usually it's where you get the water or booze out of a cask. Yeah. But I don't know if... Yeah, a cask. But because, it's not called a bung on a canteen or anything. But what else we got for topics? I could talk about the first episode of Amazon's Lord of the Rings, or you go to a couple episodes in of She-Hulk. Or, dude, there's a She-Hulk filter on TikTok. Pretty good.
Why such hostility?
Did you use that filter, J. Fry?
No.
Why such hostility towards the Queen, Josh?
I don't have hostility. It's just some of the memes I find, and I think it's funny.
What was it?
Oh, he's just being American, which is fine. Because we're not.
I
supposed
honestly
to care.
don't give a shit. I really
Right.
don't.
We're not supposed to care. So, I mean, I do, but not for American reasons, but just because it's.
I mean, I can be empathetic, minus the fact that, Prince Andrew is part of her cadre, and, she's got two cucked sons, and, well, she's got two cucked grandchildren and a cucked son.
How cucked really is William, though?
William's not.
I mean, he married. I mean, he followed in line. He married a heiress. No, I mean she got.
Well, she's got decent pedigree.
Yeah, but what is she titled?
I don't
Is that
think
what she
I think her father might be titled, but I don't think she's titled, and she wasn't set to inherit said title.
So,
but she
yeah,
was an
pedigree.
acceptable bride.
She's no Camilla.
Well, dude, and for what it's worth, and they're in a position where they can't clear this up. But Chuck has been in love with Camilla since they were in school together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the fact that she was unsuitable back then didn't change the fact that he loved her. She married somebody else. He had to go find somebody else. He found Diana. Everybody loved Diana, but he was still in love with Camilla. So I mean, it's kind of tragic in a way. I mean, I only feel so sorry for him because they could just clear this shit up if they weren't up their own ass about protocols. But whatever. I mean, it all worked out for him in the end, I guess.
I mean, my mom loved Diana. She was tore up when Diana died.
It came as a shock. But Diana was not doing herself any favors either.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm bound, I will say this till the day I die. Harry is not Chuck's kid.
Maynard's saying the same thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I understand why Diana did it, because Chuck was fooling around with Camilla, so, okay. I mean, it doesn't make it right. It just is a thing. But, yeah. I don't think Harry deserves any sort of titles. But
Bill Paxton's best horror movie is an underseen horror masterpiece. Really? It's a picture of him with a flat top, so we know what movie it is.
Revenge,
Really? You went the wrong way on that
hang
one.
on, I did. It's Weird Science.
Yeah. Chet.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he was in everything. If you're not going to go with Near Dark, I mean, he was in Terminator. I mean, and I wouldn't even call it a horror movie. So this got to be something wrong with this. This can't be. Oh, it is Near Dark. Okay, never mind. Why is it a picture of fucking Chet then? Okay, it mentions aliens and Nightcrawler, which is also good.
Does it mention Twister?
Oh,
It's like
God.
horror movies. No,
Oh,
it's definitely Near Dark. Oh, holy shit! It's got all three of them in it. Near Dark has him sitting at a table with Lance Henriksen and the and Vasquez, who also got killed by a Terminator in Terminator 2. She just needs to be killed by a
Predator.
predator, and she's got the trifecta as well.
They should have made that happen in Prey.
Like she's like the one white bitch. Dude, I fell asleep in that movie. I was watching with
Well,
Bunny
she's
too.
technically Hispanic.
She's Jewish.
Is she?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Steven's asking if we think Diana was murdered.
No. I think she was
Anything's
trying to,
possible.
I think she was trying to escape paparazzi, like everybody else does. Because she was dicking an Arab.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maynard says he was drunk. I don't know that, but that would lead me more to believe, it was a preventable death. If that was the case.
Well, and how far do you have to run from paparazzi if your windows are tinted?
Yeah, really. I mean, you want to get away from them so that when you get out, they're not there.
Right, but I don't know that you need to do a high-speed run through a Paris tunnel.
Princess Diana just fucking called the cops on the guy. Well, not when that happened.
Well, not only that, but let your Arab boyfriend hire some fucking thugs and take care of it.
her and her friend, the Sheik, or what the fuck it was.
No, he was the son of the guy who owned Harrods, which was the UK's biggest department store.
Is that what Harrods is? I thought it was Diamonds. I'm not UK, so what the fuck would I know?
Yeah. But I think it's sad, and I think it's sad for the reasons that people like Sargon and Douglas Murray and Chris Williamson are saying, is that it's the end of an era and the tie to the glory of the empire and defeating the Nazis in World War II.
What was it? She met 20 fucking presidents?
Would have started with FDR. So however many we've had since FDR.
That tyrant? Yes.
I mean, because in our total, we've had 46. And if she met 20, that's nearly half of all our presidents.
Well, she could have met the ones that were still alive prior to FDR.
No, 32nd. So, yeah. FDR was our 32nd president. So, no, that's 13. I guess that could have been 20.
I think the official number is 19. So she would have met all of them that were president while she was the monarch. And she probably met several of them beforehand, before she became the monarch, or met them while she was the monarch and they were no longer presidents.
Yeah, they're saying 13. Reign spanned 14 presidents. She met 13. There's a picture of her not looking that bad with Ike.
Yeah, she was moderately attractive as a young lass.
Yeah. Her with Kennedy, still looking good. There's, do you guys see the one of the picture of Keith Richards leaning over in a baby, and it says it's the time that Keith Richards met the Queen?
Yeah, Garrick showed it to me.
Was that through us, or did I see that on Facebook?
I don't remember seeing it, so it must have been on
Or
Facebook,
not on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, but yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Might have been Bunny. She's usually sends me funny stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the reason that the Queen's death is such a loss is because Chuck's now king.
Yeah,
that's not going to go well. It's just not going to go well at all.
Yeah, he's not what I would consider a strong person in any sense of the word.
They're puppets anyway. They don't have really any power.
Well, they could.
They do. They have power in the fact that the people listen to the crown. I don't know about him, but they listen to her. And going so far as, they waive the 40% tax. Not that they really have money in inheritance. Would that count towards like the land? Because they are the single largest landowner in the UK.
Yes, they own a lot of land, not only in the UK but pretty much everywhere else. They are rich in their own as a family. The generational wealth of the family is based off the rents that they collect.
Okay.
And
I know they end up spending something like 16 million euros a year. Well, like the state does for them. And it's calculated that they bring in like 4 times that. So it's it's fucking fundraiser as far as I'm concerned. Spend 2 million for a party, you rake in 6 million, and you get to throw another party and rake in another 6 million.
Rinse, repeat.
Yeah. So as long as they're, making double back, then I don't see it as, I mean, it's stupid, but,
Well, yeah,
effective.
and you got to think about it like what Trump did when he was president. Yes, the president gets a salary, but Trump never took it, and what he did with it was just donate it to charity. It's kind of the same thing with the royals. They own all of this land, but they pass the ability to collect the rent to the UK's government, thus making all their money. And then, so technically, they're on the dole because the state covers their expenses, but the state covers their expenses with their own rents, plus some.
Mm-hmm.
So.
If I went to the UK, Big Ben, that fucking wheel, what is it, the London Eye?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I have London.
And a picture with one of those fucking dudes in the fucking beaver hats.
The beef eaters?
No, the Buckingham Palace guards.
Oh, okay.
So, a third of my whole point of my trip is going to stand in front of the fucking castle.
Which one? They got a bunch.
I just want to see one of those fucking guys with the hats.
That would be in front of Buckingham.
Yeah, that'd be in front of Buckingham Palace.
And then
Well,
beef
yeah.
eaters. The beef eaters are at the Tower of London, which is technically also a castle.
Yes.
That was a prison.
It was that too.
It was that too, and it was also, a place
yeah.
where people got killed.
Yeah, it was also
that's
the royal residence for a very long time.
Yeah, okay. Add that to my list. 4 things. Half of them are now related to the crown.
You could go to Piccadilly Circus and be really disappointed.
I just want to go to Canary Wharf and be like, this
Well,
is disappointing. There's not a single canary
Is
here.
Piccadilly Circus? No, that's Trafalgar Square that has the statue of Horatio Nelson that would be worth seeing.
I don't even know who that is.
He's their one-armed admiral that whooped the shit out of
Oh!
everybody.
Oh. I remember when he was just a one-armed cabin boy.
I use my good hand, my strong hand.
Strong hand, boss. Fucking every time I think of Chris Elliott.
Yeah.
Someone mentions him, I'll fucking find that gif.
I'm trying to think of the Revolutionary War captain that was a privateer that
John Paul
During the-
Jones.
yeah, John Paul Jones, that's it.
And the great thing about that is that's also the name of the bassist for Led Zeppelin, John Paul Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sick of people ruining Blackjack Pershing for me. Like, he didn't do that. I'm like, the fuck he didn't. I don't even care what you're going to say. He did what I think he did. I don't know where he got 50 pigs or whatever the fuck they claim, but it happened. We never did pick if we wanted to shit on Lord of the Rings or She-Hulk.
Well, I haven't watched either. Because I'm not going to give Amazon the click.
That's right.
I did.
I might get around to watching She-Hulk, but not until it's complete.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've seen thus far and the reviews that I've read thus far, she seems like an insufferable cunt, which is not how I remember She-Hulk, nor do I choose to remember how She-Hulk was, because She-Hulk was very formative when I was 12.
Mhm.
And
How?
because she was drawn va-va-voom, and
Oh,
I
I believe
liked
that's
it.
called when I was 12, it was called digital bitmapping.
yeah.
Nowadays, it's curvaceous, voluptuous. It wouldn't be that. It would be slightly annoying if you knew nothing of She-Hulk.
Well, I already know that they screwed up how She-Hulk came into being, so...
Oh, that is
Fuck
the
Disney
weakest
Marvel.
of all of it. That is the weakest of all of it.
Fuck Disney Marvel.
Yeah.
Fuck Disney. Fuck Disney. They ruin everything they touch.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, when are we going to have representation as men? Where are the male princesses?
You mean princes?
No, I didn't.
Are you sure?
Did Disney?
Oh,
make
no,
a Birdcage?
I meant the male princesses. No, it's just like we're like representation. What does that even mean? Like, should I see myself in one of the prince characters? Because if not, Snow White has dwarves and kings and a hunter. Am I supposed to be in the hunter, the bad guy? Like, representation is not something I've ever looked at as a thing I needed.
Look, for you, you get represented by Gascon.
That's a different movie. That's Beauty and the Beast.
Correct, but that's your representation. Who, if you look
No,
at it from his
I get
point
his-
of view, is
gay guy.
absolutely a hero.
I get the gay guy character that was played by Olaf. The tubby little sidekick. That's my representation.
Oh, jeez.
You know, I would have more faith in you if you weren't Johnny was the good guy in Karate Kid. Which is true, but it's beside the point. It's like that's cheering on this jock in
Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the... God, that is such an awful fucking movie if you watch it now.
Yeah, they rape a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
Straight up
no,
rapes a
it's
girl.
okay because he's wearing a mask. She doesn't find out.
Until after.
Well, I mean, it's just a guess, but yeah. Like, holy
Yeah, when
shit.
that happens, you're like, hold up.
Johnny Depp's got one too called I think it's called Private Resort. Him and Jonathan Silverman fucking dose chicks and hide in Leslie Easterbrook's room while she strips naked. Like, oh man, there's like holy shit. This is a bad one. But Zapped isn't any better, and I love that movie. Like, yeah, I'm looking at everybody's panties if I have that power. Love Potion number 9 was done the right way for being what it was. like it could have been so much worse, and they show that with the dude and that fucking chick who takes the pure and definitely died of rape. But that was Tate Donovan and Sandra Bullock. Was it Sandra Bullock? Was it Tate Donovan?
I don't know.
But yeah, that one could have been a really bad one. But then again, like Can't Buy Me Love is a god awful movie. Or what's the one? What's the one with the pizza delivery? Extra anchovies. Also a Sandra Bullock, Tate Donovan. Dale motherfucking Midcliffe, that was the jerk. Special Delivery? What's that one was?
No clue. Not a huge Sandra Bullock fan.
No, Patrick Dempsey with the he was no, I think it was no, that's the one where he gives $1,000 to the girl to be his girlfriend. Can't Buy Me Love was just teen prostitution. But
So like Risky Business.
Yeah. The one with the lover boy. That's the one. He yeah. Good God, that's a problem. Like Carrie Fisher, Christy Alley, Kate Jackson, Nancy Valen. For Steven, Dylan Walsh is in it. Yeah, they had a code for "Come Bang Me," and it was double anchovies on your pizza. It's so bad they don't even have a description for it. They just say, "Loverboy" is a 1989 American comedy starring Patrick Dempsey, Christy Alley, Carrie Fisher, Kate Jackson, and Barbara Carrera. Even the Wikipedia says that. Yeah, he's a teenage gigolo. And it's so bad, his name is Randy.
That's a bit on the nose.
Yeah. Home from college and on the outs with his girlfriend, pizza delivery boy Randy gets more than he bargained for with his married female customers. But like it starts out like the beginning of the movie, he's just throwing dick everywhere. And then like towards the middle, he ends up just like solving their marital problems. And I'm like, you still fucked them all. As the husband, I'm beating your ass. Because I can't punch her. And my masculinity has been affected.
Hmm.
This has taken an odd turn.
It has. This is what happens on this stream now. It always talks about movies, and it gets.
You're the one who didn't want to talk about the Queen. We could have talked about the Queen.
I didn't say I didn't want to talk about the Queen. I said I just didn't care.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, give me anything.
No, I don't even care if we talk about guns.
Speaking of which, how's your schooling going?
I'm done. I passed with 3.84 GPA and honors.
I kind of
Whatever that's
expected gun
Great.
school
When you going to work?
to grade by caliber.
I don't know. You want to find a hotel room?
Oof, that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine who was a pizza delivery driver delivered a couple of orgies and got invited in while on the clock a couple times. I definitely think I was at an orgy that had not kicked off yet. But more than anything, the naked people you see who sit at home and deliver pizza while naked are not people you want to see naked.
Yeah, it's not hot co-eds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like there's a buddy of mine, unfortunately, just recently got divorced, and he's, my age, so he's moved into a house in an area of town that is mostly people of my age and older, and has already been propositioned many a time by women who are my age and older who did not take care of themselves, thus the propositioning, and it's kind of gross. They'll straight below you for a Chipotle burrito sort of level stuff.
Ooh. Oof.
Well, hold on now. I can afford a Chipotle burrito. There was a thing going on TikTok for about all of 1 week where it was people pulling up to Taco Bell's and saying, "Hey, there's somebody out here in the parking lot saying they'll do some stuff for a bean burrito with extra red sauce and no onions." Like, thank you, sir. We'll send somebody out. What would you like? Yeah, I'd like a bean burrito with extra red sauce and no onions. And so that was going around TikTok for about a week. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty funny. I've enjoyed them when it was like, because you used to see them in like shorts and stuff, where they'd be like, man, there's a person just down fucking weirdo, man. He's like, hey man, oh, it's like your dick for, and then they'll like say whatever, and like, yeah, he just around the corner, and then they'll point, and whatever they claimed that they were paying would be in that hand. Like, yeah, just right around that corner right there. Like, punchline achieved. I once delivered in a Inkster, which is the farthest reaches to black neighborhood, to a family that was celebrating having chased out the tenant who was next door to them in an apartment complex because they were moving the daughter over to the new apartment so they could have both apartments on the top floor of the building and spread the kids out more. And they had no qualms whatsoever telling me the entire story. And unsurprisingly, they didn't tip.
Shocked.
Yeah.
Well, not
Imagine my surprise.
Oh, I saw one of those that was a takeoff of that the other day, and it was Ponder My... Oh, I can't remember what it is now, but it was pretty funny. Oh, well, I'm not going to remember it. Either way, it's funny. What's ever happened to PJ? I haven't seen him in, like, forever. Is he still doing
Joseph
things?
Watson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw him like 2 weeks ago with the new video. I didn't watch it because sometimes I just can't stand his face and or voice. But I definitely saw something.
Is he still working for Alex?
Working with, I don't know. I don't know what their situation is. Although I did see something the other day about they want part of the settlement to be that Alex can't work again in any sort of broadcasting capabilities. I was like,
Who are we
go
talking about?
fuck yourself, Alex Jones.
Oh.
Part of the settlement or the 40 blah 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 billions.
Oh yeah.
It's like, you go fuck yourself.
I'd agree with that. That's too egregious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's un-American.
Yeah.
Period.
I'll be right back.
No ifs, ands, or buts about that. You want to deprive a man of his ability to speak, whether you like what he says or not? Eat a dick.
They were doing that in Canada.
Well, that's Canada.
Oh no, I'm saying but I'm saying they were doing that in Canada. The pastor, the one who called everybody Nazis. When he got one of the sentences because it was taken back because they're like, hey, you can't do that, says the Canada Supreme Court. Not only did he get a gag order and had to shut the fuck up, he had compelled speech. If somebody asked him about like what had happened, he had a fucking speech he had to give on how he was wrong and shit. And also, there's this thing called the 21. Anyways, it was last year or something about being the year 2021, and it was one of the guys was the Texan who got his parental rights taken away because they're trying to transition his daughter.
Right.
And he's got a gag order on him. And he, like, during the speech, he's like, this is the 5th time I've spoken out against it. You fucking come and get me. Well, one of the other guys there was the Atlas Jim.
The owner from Atlas Gym, the guy with the epic beard.
Oh fuck yeah, yeah. Somebody called it epic beard. I'm like, dude, at this point, that's a fucking mane. But yeah, he told the story, and it was a bunch of stuff we hadn't heard about. They tried to replace his locks on him.
Yep.
They were fucking around in the back of his building, causing plumbing issues, because he was staying there. Was it his son to his daughter, or was it his daughter to his? I don't know which one it was.
Yeah,
With
it's
the
his
Texan guy.
son who the mother thinks is the daughter. I think.
Dude, that is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case. Is that it's a son, a boy, male genitalia that they're trying to transition to a girl.
What are we talking about? What have I missed?
The guy in Texas.
Last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
Forgot
just
about that.
it was in my shorts. The YouTube shorts. The kid wasn't in my shorts.
Thank God.
YouTube. Well, we got to figure out which way it went first. Because if it's a feminine penis,
That's
that's just an age issue. Yeah. God damn. Like it. You can't even argue with somebody who has that statement and like trust the science. Like there's what now? What?
Right.
Like these things aren't things. Like your words, and none of this is that. It's like I can't even argue with you for being stupid.
Mm-mm.
Right. You're just arguing against reality at this point.
Yeah.
We used to call those people crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And dismiss them outright, and that's not where we are anymore.
Yeah. Now we have to like give peace a chance and shit.
I mean, we don't have to.
But yeah, just it's.
What do you guys think about the case in Vegas where the reporter got himself stabbed and perforated by the sitting Democratic?
Who is still in office at this point, even though he's been arrested and put in jail.
Okay, and he should be.
Yeah, legally that's the right course of action because they have stated that what has to happen to get him out of office, and that has not occurred.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing that if they arrest Trump, he can still run for president. He could still be elected president, even though he's incarcerated. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but even though, I mean, this is still, he's not convicted of anything.
Not yet.
To be incarcerated, as in convicted, you stood in front of your peers. He is still innocent,
Yeah, that's true.
and he's had everything stripped from him already,
Right.
besides from the job.
Right. Yeah, he's still getting the paycheck and he still has the title. But yeah, the governor has directed them, or the mayor. I don't know how this works, but one of the two of them has directed his staff to not report to him anymore and to report to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally just a title and a paycheck.
Which I'm not giving up either.
No,
But,
no. I mean, this guy's probably guilty of sin and whatever, but he'll face his comeuppance. But for right now, you got to follow the legal parameters, and it's being followed. So don't get outraged about shit that's not worth your outrage.
Well, I'm not outraged about it. I mean, I just find it odd that he's still in office and they're not. That's all. I just found it odd.
I mean, at this point, it would take too much time and effort to do what needs to get done to get him removed from office. When he's already removed from office because he lost the primary, so he's not going to have the office come January 1st anyway.
Yeah, I would be pissed if. Well, I don't know if I'd be pissed because there is an election coming up.
But he's not even on the ballot for it.
Yeah, but there is a vote coming up. So if they wanted to strip him of his title, they just need the 100,000 signatures. It wouldn't have to be a special vote. It could be part of the election in November. because they are voting for his position, whether Democrat or Republican, even though he was primaried out.
Right, but then that would.
But if you're
then that
paying
would
like
technically sit vacant, which I don't think is allowable.
it's technically sitting vacant, they could just put the person in on the day they get elected.
No, because that would cause an uproar the other way. Because then everybody else who gets elected on the 8th doesn't take their position until January 1st, and except for this one guy, assuming it's a guy, that gets elected and takes office the next day. That would cause a ruckus in itself.
No, if on the day of the vote, and he's recalled, and that same day they vote to put a new person in it, and they put somebody else in it until the whatever of January, that's some bullshit. They were already voted for and approved of by the state, right? City, state, whatever.
City, municipality. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What is he commissioner of? Is it a city, a state? I don't even know. So whatever that position is, somebody just elected somebody new. Put that fucking person in there at the will of the people.
Well, I mean, it's kind of similar to what happened when McCain died. The governor appointed McSally to fill the role until the such time as the election came up, so that the senator replacement could be elected.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They just elected somebody the same day as the vote.
Well, they didn't, because the only
no, I'm saying this is going to be in the future,
right?
If they get the 100,000,
but even then, McSally was still, even after the election, McSally was still my senator until the switchover in office happened the next January.
Yes, but this is happening on the day of the vote. He would be removed the same day the new vote are cast. So unless there's somebody press stabulary? What? Is that who he was? Well, anyway. Oh, stab. Okay, got it. So there's no point to put somebody new in it for 3 months of not getting the fucking done. Just get a head start on what you're going to be doing.
I'm sure the lawyers would be, up in arms, especially if he hadn't been convicted. Well, I mean, he's still in jail and he's out of the office anyway. But
it's contingent. It's contingent on them getting the 100,000 signatures to have him recalled. So if they get the recall votes and they have the recall on the 7th, 5th, 9th, whatever it is, they have it on Super Tuesday, and he gets recalled and a new person gets elected, just fucking put the person in the spot. But, if none of that happens, don't put the person in the spot while he's in the clink. It would just be stupid to put somebody in there for the 2 months that isn't the person who's going to be there in 2 months. Just stupid.
Well, I mean, it's stupid now. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't change status quo. I mean, if you're going to be stupid, and let the law run its course. Again, it's about effort and expenditure versus what needs to get done between now and then, and for a very finite period of time. So
yeah,
for the 4 months, it's really not even worth it, because obviously this is a glorified position that apparently is automated anyway, and other people can do the job.
I don't know. If I was if they just voted for a Democrat and I was the Democrat who wanted it, I would send my people out there, because I've got people. I'm running for office. I would send them out collecting signatures while singing my praises. That's 2 birds.
True.
But yeah, same fucking. I don't care. As it just, he's innocent until he's proven guilty. That's how it goes. And And that's not for me. You know, as a regular person, I could say he's guilty of sin. They found his DNA under the fingernails of the guy, so he's guilty. I need the mainstream media, you know, the actual people in charge of government to treat him as if he's innocent, because that's the people who are supposed to treat him as if he's innocent.
Well, don't worry about that. He's a Democrat, so the press will treat him like he's innocent. Hell, they don't even mention his party affiliation.
Mm-hmm. You remember Matt Gaetz got in trouble for fucking that 12-year-old? That every week the story changed.
Yes.
And it was like she was 12 and he transported her across state lines and fucked her. Well, she was a high schooler and he fucked her across state lines. She was fucked across state lines. Oh, was she a junior in college and his girlfriend? like it's like, oh, it turns out just somebody who was on the campaign trail with them and a female in the same vicinity? Is that what that ended up being?
Yeah.
And nothing else of the sort? Meanwhile, there's lists of like sexual assaulters, and he's on it along with a bunch of other people. Like, they have this list, and it's the GOP that's been convicted of child molestation and child fuckery and like sexual perversions. And like, you know, Larry Craig's on there. Larry Craig? He's the guy with the wide stance.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember his name.
I think it's Larry Craig. He got convicted of nothing and he just resigned. No, because the thing is they claimed that because he's in Florida and he went to like a CPAC or something like that in a different state, and because they were in a different state and he threw dick at her, that it was sex trafficking, and she was a minor and a child and a this and a that, and it ended up being like none of those things. It just, he ended up giving money to somebody who was a sleaze and a Republican, but he didn't have name recognition, so it didn't matter. Just some jagoff in the Florida something or other that he was sending money to, who was like dicking a 17-year-old or something like that and paying her for it. He got convicted and everything, but none of it ever traced back to Matt Gaetz. But the girl they pointed out and everything, they're like, hey, that picture of that kid? Yeah, that's a college student. You can tell by the fact that she's in college. Just on the campaign. So you people are pieces of shit. But he's still on that list with all the other perverts. And it goes from like convicted of this, accused of this, sentenced to this. I'm like, okay, convicted of and sentenced, one thing. Accused of, we're now in the he raped me at a party. He was number 14 of the 37 people who did it that night. Kind of Kavanaugh bullshit. Like, it doesn't count.
Well, and you know, our sitting president is also accused of the same thing.
And it doesn't count.
Yeah, somehow.
He's the great uniter. Nice.
Yeah, he unites us in knowing that he's fucking the worst.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree, Joe, you fucking suck. You did it. You united us.
Did you see the video of that Elsa chick on Anderson Cooper talking about Trump raping her? Elsa? Elisa? Anyway, like at one point she just goes like, well, I think it's kind of sexy, the idea of somebody overpowering you. I'm like, holy shit. And Anderson Cooper breaks for commercial. I'm like, holy shit, dude. You lost all credibility. Like, we're going to go to commercial and we'll be right back. Anderson. My, how you have fallen from Channel 1. Channel 1 was this thing we had in school. It was a college thing done by college students that went to your high school. And Anderson Cooper, Lisa Ling, and Sway from MTV happened to be on the thing. I don't know who you guys had, because we all did high school different times.
Well, that's nice to know. You did high school.
Totally did high school.
Speaking of high school, my 30th class reunion is next weekend.
I got 25 next year.
I am not going.
I haven't gone to any of my reunions.
Fuck no.
I went to not my 10, but the 10 of the class behind me. Because they were more engaged than my class. My class is a bunch of slackers because Gen X, that's what we do. So we didn't really throw a 10 or a 20. I mean, no, it was a 10. It was a 10.
Maynard, just remembered it was Lisa Ling on Channel 1. So he's of an age with myself. I'm not going to a class reunion until I become a billionaire astronaut cowboy.
That drives an ice cream truck in outer space?
Something to that effect.
Well, we've all got our dreams.
Yeah, I basically already talked to the people I care about from high school, so
yeah.
I don't need to go to a reunion.
And I don't care how out of shape you are, Nicole McLean. I will dick you when I'm the billionaire Playboy astronaut space cowboy. Whatever it is. Because that's a 30-year torch, 25-year torch. I don't care how many last names you've had. Unless you've been seeing a lot of black guys lately, then I want to pass.
Oh.
I don't need monkeypox. Speaking of monkeypox,
do we have to?
What exactly is a high-end bridal? Or wait, was it? What is it? Shit, I'm still fat. Fuck, I was fat in high school. Yeah, I ain't worried about that. One of us will pick up our bellies, and the other one gets their dick put in them. What is it? What was the thing that Matt said about high-end? It wasn't a girdle.
I didn't watch the show last night, so.
Well, high-end harness, I think is what it would have been. Well, like how high up the leg was lost. If it's at the foot, if she's already fat, I can't get her feet up around her head anyway, so I don't even see it anymore. Yeah, high-end harnesses is what it was called. Like, is that a thing? Like, I was a magician in high school. I had vests that were made of silk. I don't know what a fucking high-end harness is, though. Steven, what about you people? What is that called? Steven's like, I'm gay. I'm not a village person. But definitely worn by the biker, if not anybody else. Also, what was the bald guy? What does he do? Something about nuclear contamination?
Oh, the crazy dude who's actually the nuclear waste disposal expert or whatever he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually really and this is the weirdest thing. Like, looking at his schooling and looking what he did, he is actually the right guy for that job. The problem is he comes with all this other fucking baggage.
Yeah, he is. He's like eminently qualified and checks the boxes as opposed to checking the boxes alone.
Right. Like, he is the right guy for the job, but holy shit.
Well, Crowder had that on one of his Change My Minds, like 3 months ago. There was this black girl who Ah, my flame doesn't carry to trans or repeated black eyes. But she's dicked a couple Mexicans. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, Crowder had a girl on, and she's like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for affirmative action. And Crowder went through like her like what she did and stuff. And this chick was like valedictorian of her high school, which doesn't even have those. Mine didn't.
Mine did.
I did.
My high school didn't.
We had a valedictorian and a salutatorian, which I didn't know was a thing until my buddy got that award. I was like, oh, okay, that's a thing I didn't know about that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah.
And then like she like volunteered for like 7 years at her church and in the kitchen, and she was like somebody she was like just out of reach for like a full scholarship for volleyball, and like she was just eminently qualified to be in college, like highest GPA, this, that, and the other thing, and she just happened to be a black girl. And I'm like, and you fell for this bullshit. Well, like when I went to college, it was impossible to park for like the first month of school.
Yep.
Right.
Because we had so many people that were accepted in that were not qualified for college because of like scholarships and pushes and equal opportunity, and by the second week of school, there's finally found a spot, and then by the month you're like, hey, this sure did clear up a lot, because the people who were not qualified or just couldn't handle the workload, and all it is a workload. You're not even really learning shit. Like I spent probably my first 2 semesters of college was learning how to write college papers. It says I'm going to crazy to see a equestrian chick rich equestrian, can't live out rich, and she made him wear a bit. Luckily, he was not gelded.
Kind of insinuates that he would have let her.
Yeah, because it says at least she didn't geld me. Like, yeah, there's always that one chick. And hopefully mine is still a chick. Just waiting for my horse to come in. Whores.
And that's why we don't have the replay.
Yeah, I'm not reading that. But I read it, so I'm just not reading that out loud. Sure you don't have a topic, Josh?
Well, what? Tell me, because I didn't watch the show. What was the hook's hate?
Oh, copycats that may or may not have been actual thing. Like apparently in 2022, if you do hear the N-word shouted at black players on a volleyball team, as a vice principal, you just say, "Now, boys, language," instead of putting foot to ass because it's completely intolerable to say in this day and age. Like what? No, that never happens. Like there's some shenanigans you can get around. That isn't one of them.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you just start singing Old Man River.
Yeah. But apparently they were, and it does make more sense because people are edgy and especially high school kids are the edgiest of all. I stay young by maintaining the rager's edge. But to really just start, boo. That's all you. Fucking.
I'm a dad. I make dad jokes.
Just that's the word. Oh, speaking of dad jokes, I heard a really good one the other day. What's the difference between a good joke and a bad joke? Timing. I was like, oh, I really like that one. That's so bad. That's so good though. It answers the question and everything. But they had the number 3 on their on the back of their hands to be in solidarity. And if that's an entirely white school, there's a chance I might have said the word. But that's a chance. Like my high school, in junior high we had a black, and throughout my high school we had 3 separate blacks, and they each one in their own way were incredibly popular just being black in like 1997. Like you just happened to be black. Like no one was like they were all taken in by a group, and one of them could play basketball. One of them he was actually our safety, so the football guys we watched after him, and he played baseball. And the girl was also black. That's all she had. But because due to the fact that it was 1997, that's all you needed. So if there's less than 5 black people at your school, chances are black people are on the spot anyway. Like, of course, she was going to be on the prom because you feel bad for her. Year before, we had a fat girl because we felt bad for her. But yeah, it's just edgy. And the chances are this high school was probably a bunch of fucking white kids. But at no point would my entirely white junior high, the one of the 2 years that we didn't have the black kid, if you would have dropped the N-bomb in 1994, you would have had foot to ass for it. Even though it didn't have the same power it magically does today.
Well, the only reason it has that power is because we basically got rid of it in the 90s. 80s, actually. Like, you could start in the 80s, you could get away with it. It was pretty much in a lot of movies. 48 Hours, for example, which will shock you if you watch it today. You're like, wow, they really were liberal with that one.
Yeah. Like, Nick Nolte was using that like crazy. And I'm like, aren't you the good guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Aren't you the good guy and a cop?
Yep. And then by 1985, 86, it was nowhere.
Yeah. And then by like 92, you could start joking about it, like Lethal Weapon 3. But, sir, you're black.
Yeah.
Free South Africa, you dumb sons of bitch. Yeah, and Danny Glover was fucking. His activism was god awful. The only one I liked less than him was Ed Begley Jr.
Well, at least Ed Begley Jr. lived his activism.
Oh god, yeah, that's probably the most annoying part. It's because he made you live his activism.
Well, he would chastise you for not, but at least he meant it.
Oh yeah, I saw his
like
crib.
Today where people just pay it lip service and move on, and then make you feel bad, like you're the one that, and then they don't have to prove anything. Chris Evans.
Oh no, he wasn't on Cribs, but he was like, there was a tour of his house and he had to pedal for his fucking breakfast.
Yep.
What was that? You saw it, clearly.
Um,
Was it a Cribs?
No, it wasn't a Cribs. It was like a spot on like 60 Minutes or something like that.
Whatever it was, I saw it.
Yeah, it was like a news magazine. It could have been Sunday Morning on CBS or something like that. It was one of those two things, and then they replayed it on a
Don't
couple of
recall.
different shows.
I don't recall watching that in my young adulthood. Yeah. Afrikaner just reminds me of Oscar Pistorius. Whatever happened to him? Did he get convicted? Gotta look that up.
I thought she shot him
No, he shot her through
through the door, right?
Through the door. He had his little legs on. Oscar Pistorius. Oscar Leonard Carl Pistorius, South African former professional sprinter. Is he really a professional sprinter though?
No, he was professional as far as cripples go.
Was convicted of murder. Okay. Oh, okay. He was just missing his feet. He had the rest of his legs. Not saying. Trial. Okay, here we go. Court decided September. Oh, decided today. September 12th, 2014. So 8 years ago, Pretoria sentenced to 5 years in prison for culpable homicide, later resentenced to 6, then 15 years for murder. I was going to say he's out, but no, he's not out. Let's see. See if he's out. Supreme Court of Appeals imposed a sentence of 15 years. At the time, he had already served, reducing an additional 13 years, 5 months. So he's got 5 years left.
Was he convicted stateside or in South Africa?
South Africa. He was in South Africa at the time.
Okay.
He was guilty of the culpable homicide of Steenkamp and reckless endangerment with a firearm at a restaurant. The 5-year sentence for culpable homicide was concurrent with the 3-year suspended sentence for reckless endangerment. Finding him guilty, appeals court, 13 years. This was in June of 2016, and he was, with time served, 13 years, 5 months. So, 2029. December of 2029. He was released on parole October 19th, 2015, after serving 1/6 of his sentence. However, the state appealed the conviction, and in December 2015, the Supreme Court sentenced him. Holy shit, that's a fucking roller coaster. He was convicted of 5 years, was appealing his sentence when he got out after having already served his sentence, and then was found convicted of culpable homicide, and now has an additional. He's got over 6 years left. That's a rough one. Maybe you don't kill your girlfriend because you're a piece of shit. I remember her being cuter. She's cute. She's like 8. So. I expected her to be taller as a model. That is why you don't give your fiance, the nickname Stubby.
Jeez.
Well, when I lose my foot, I'm going to get one of those cool prosthetics.
Yes, you can't get an Oscar Pistorius prosthetic. You need to use both for that, or else you just fucking walk in circles. Because you would be significantly faster on that side.
My wife's looking at me like I stabbed the dog. You're not going to lose your foot. I'm like, I know.
Well, thanks, babe, because I was being serious. Keeping me humble, that's why I got you. No, okay, so he had legs. He had like everything above the ankle still. Like the guy's 6'1" with like the feet things, but he's like 5'8" otherwise.
Yeah.
He had everything below the ankle.
No, he had nothing.
Or above the ankle.
Above the ankle, yeah. He had his calves still. That's where they fit the prosthetics to.
Well, he had the full thing though. Just above the ankles, what was what he had.
Right.
So I was thinking like like those near knee amputees that have just those tiny little stubbies.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's got like full fucking legs.
Just has no feet.
Yeah. Jason Sudeikis wins Best Actor for Ted Lasso, second year in a row. Guess no one's giving a shit about Olivia Wilde, who turns out is a piece of shit.
Duh.
But
And
Jason
and
did serve papers in amazing fashion, though.
Yeah, and
Well, because she's a piece of shit, apparently.
yeah, she's not pretty enough to
Yeah.
be as big of a piece of shit as she is.
No.
I never saw it. I never saw it. And I got a thing for fucking Billy Piper. God, I love that wall mouth bitch.
That's just weird.
I don't know what it is with those fucking gigantic teeth.
Speaking of which, have you seen Penny Dreadful?
No.
You should.
I'll look it up. Where is it?
Netflix, I think.
Well, I just if you Google like the name of it, like entirely,
Yeah.
it'll tell you where it is. If it has it, you just have to like it says Penny Dreadful, the drama series. You click on it. That I fucking missed it. What the fuck is this? If you double a penny doubled for 30 days is $5,368,709.12. That's the power of compound interest. I only typed in penny D. the choices were Penny Dreadful, and the second one was Penny doubled for 30 days. Now I've typed in Penny Dreadful. It's on Paramount. What else is it on? Paramount, Showtime, Hulu Premium. Is it on Paramount, Hulu Premium, or just a regular Hulu Premium? I just typed in Hulu to Hulu. Penny Dreadful, British Showtime add-on. Bummer. I'll catch it whenever it comes on, whatever it comes on next.
Should be able to. What was it on originally? Netflix, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, hold on, let me pull up Netflix then. Maybe they're off. Oh, Morbius is on Netflix.
Oh God,
It's Morbid time.
it's Morbin time.
Oh, Hemlock Grove's on here. Penny. Crimson Peak. Dark Shadows. Dracula. Feud.
It's on
Hemlock.
Showtime and Sky Atlantic, so maybe it's on BritBox.
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders is good though.
I want to see Shadow and Bone. I haven't gotten to it yet, though.
It's okay.
Just okay?
It's not bad. I mean, you know, it's different.
Altered Carbon was decent.
Yeah,
Altered Carbon
was
is
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
the first season is.
Yeah, the
definitely-
first season was great. Second season,
It's
eh,
good. It's good. It's not as good as the first.
no.
Oh, I didn't know there was a second season.
Yep.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
It was
Sandman,
like
fucking.
the first 2 seasons of Sherlock were really, really good, and then after that,
Yeah, then they just got into Watson's wife. I just didn't care for it. Oh, The Imperfects just came out. That's science fiction series for young adults search for a scientist and a cure. Experiment leaves them with superhuman side effects.
oh, Paramount Plus.
I said that.
Oh, did you? Well, the dog was barking, so that's probably when you said that. So.
Oh, am I caught up on Lucifer? I don't think I am.
I had such high hopes for that show and couldn't watch it after about the 3rd or 4th episode.
Really? I didn't have any issues with the first season at all.
I didn't care for it.
I mean, I don't like the Black Angel, but other than that, it's not particularly bad. Okay, so my fucking Lord of the Rings rant, because I don't tell anybody this enough. Make it make sense.
They can't.
They can't. They would
Like-
they would run afoul of the rights that they have if they tried to make any of it make any sense.
Exactly.
Like,
They had to wait for Tolkien's son to die in order to do this show.
yeah. Like, you... It sand elves or some shit, like desert elves, that can be a thing. Melanin has a fucking purpose. But don't give me a black goddamn mermaid or fucking dwarf.
Well,
Like, okay, so the man, man as a human being, they have boats and they have trade. So absolutely, you can have Asians and blacks all over the goddamn continent. I don't give a shit.
Jay,
But-
let me break it down for you even worse. The people that the black elf is watching over live in the place where, canonically, according to Tolkien, the black-skinned men would live. They had the opportunity to stay with canon and make the people of those villages black. They chose not to
Because they're the bad guys.
because they're the bad guys. If you look at the orcs are pasty as fuck.
As they freaking should be.
Except
They don't
Goblins
go out in the sun.
Goblins were pasty too, and that's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Like,
I'm
I
not- I'm not
understand,
upset
like,
about that, but if you look at
Yeah.
Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, the orcs, the Uruk-hai, were not pasty.
they were born of the dirt. And they were what's his nuggets, weren't they? They were
Sarumans.
Sarumans, not
Sauron's.
Sauron's. The speaker guy, he was pasty as fuck. The mouthpiece in the third movie?
Grimtongue? Worm of Grimtongue?
No. The fucking thing with the teeth. The
Oh yeah, we
mouthpiece
don't
that-
talk about that thing.
that came out, that opened the
And talk
gates.
to Aragorn.
Yeah,
Sean.
the fucking the guy who opened the gates because they brought no siege equipment whatsoever.
Yeah.
The only way that could have been a fight, like, it could have just been fucking 200 orcs on the fucking top with arrows or fucking spears. Yeah. Never mind the fact that you could have just flown the eagles. That's a whole different thing. But But yeah, like, and this goes back. They did that with you remember Lion King with the hyenas?
Yeah.
Oh, the Mexicans and blacks were the hyenas. The fucking king of the Pride Lands was also James Earl Jones. His wife, black woman. Like, the bad guy was also a lion. He was the white dude. It doesn't help that Simba was played by Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Matthew Broderick. But like, they weren't minorities. They were fucking comedians. It was Cheech Marin and Whoopi Goldberg.
Right.
Wait. That's a bit of a stretch to call Whoopi a comedian. Okay.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Back in the day, she was a
Yeah.
good stand-up. She was funny.
Not the fuck.
I've seen her stand-ups from back in the day. They were okay. She ain't no goddamn Richard Pryor. That's for damn sure.
And she's also no Joan Rivers. But
She would have
she
made
held her
such
own.
a fucking matchstick.
Yeah, I know.
And Joan wasn't particularly funny. Her stand-up wasn't funny, but her off the cuff was hilarious. Her and Betty White actually were hilarious off the cuff. But yeah, like they've just been doing that lately. Like in the movie Megalodon, they included. Okay, so the main character is a white
It's
guy.
a shark.
Well, the main character is Jason Statham's character. The second main character is his newfound love interest, who is an Asian woman. Her kid, her dad, who runs the facility, all Asians. Because it's it's over the Marianas Trench. It's between Japan and America. Whatever. Hawaii, I don't know, wherever the fuck the Marianas Trench is.
Closer to 80.
And yeah, a lot closer. But it had a mixed cast. But they chucked and they added, like they changed Jason Statham's ex-wife's character. The whole reason he comes back is because his they make it about his ex-wife, and it wasn't his ex-wife. It was anyway. They changed some characters around just to make it shitty. They can't be happy with a movie or a book that they turned into a movie, but they add scenes with just Japanese tourists or Asian tourists, probably Chinese, and it adds nothing and only cast them in a poor light. I'm like, why do you do that?
Chinese film credit?
Yep.
I guess. Like, it definitely didn't cast them in any sort of better light.
Oh, yeah, we're up against Monday Night Football. I forgot about that.
I mean,
I don't give a shit.
making what's his nuggets Herordir black didn't end it at all. I liked Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin.
I will. He was a good Kingpin, but I still think the other guy was better. I can't remember his name at the moment.
Vincent D'Onofrio?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was more upset about Tom Cruise playing Jack Reacher or what the fuck is the name of that guy I hate? Little Hobbit dude, comedian, killed his wife. Is everywhere in Marvel right now because he's fucking annoying as shit.
Talking about the guy that played Tyrion?
No. Little taller. Killed his wife. Comedian. Stand-up
Patton
comedian.
Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt, thank you.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt. Yeah.
He played Ozzie Boone in. Ozzie Boone's a great big fat guy who, when he sits down, you kind of worry that he might damage his own furniture. But he's a prolific writer, and he played him in Odd Thomas, and that bothers me more than switching the races on people. Like Jack Reacher's defining feature, 6'5". Tom Cruise is 5'6" and pumps. Like, good.
Sure is.
They did. They fucked up Artemis Fowl. To the point was they made character disagreements irrelevant. They cast Dame Judi Dench as Holly Short's boss, who it was a dude, and the pressure that was put between her boss and her was because she was the first female officer, and she was held to a higher standard. You can't have that same relationship of him holding her to a higher standard because the next generation is counting on it, when it's a girl, when they're both females, and she's just a bitch. It's just disappointing. They do that all the time. Like, a defining characteristic was that it was a dude and you make it a chick. Also, they made the Asian butler black with blonde hair for some reason. Like, Blood and Chocolate. They made they changed everything about that movie. They took her out of high school. They took him out of high school. They made the older werewolf who was just like out of high school because they made them college students. They made him a fucking full-grown adult in French. Took place overseas when it was supposed to take place in Virginia. Oh, they just changed everything about that movie. Canon is important, people. So is staying faithful to a script.
Yeah, it's okay,
well,
Fry.
Then we get to Galadriel.
Oh, Galadriel, the freaking warrior princess.
Yeah, which no. Just no. Like, you want to make another female elf character, which you should fully do because you don't have the rights to anything else. You're making up other characters anyway. Go ahead and do that. Just don't call her Galadriel. Call her something else. It doesn't matter because it's the Second Age, and be done with it. But they can't do that because they have to co-op something that already exists.
Yep.
Why?
Because
is it just to ruin that thing?
They
have to
destroy it.
So it is to ruin that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that why we're dealing with Thor in Love and Thunder? The female Thor?
Yes.
Yes.
Good God. That sucks.
Well, it's anything Disney touches. As far as that goes. I mean, it's like the Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness is about Scarlet Witch. Huh?
They very specifically they had to very specifically pick who she fought because there are people out there who could have just wiped the floor with Scarlet Witch. Mm-hmm. But they had to make it like the people who didn't use like physical skills and things like that, because like she has a barrier, sure, she has a magic protection. It's the color red. If she's not glowing red, she's not protected by magic. Her magic is red. The Punisher would fucking destroy her. And it would be a Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon while she's waiting for her kids to come home.
He did kill the Marvel Universe, so did Deadpool. So.
Deadpool's another one. Anybody with a rifle would have taken out the Scarlet Witch.
Aw.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye did. He didn't have a rifle, but
Could.
that's why Captain America wasn't Captain America, and it was fucking She-Britain or whatever. But anybody with physical, like tangible powers would have wiped the floor with her. That's why they had non-tangible fucking powers fighting her.
Well, they couldn't. She has. Disney rules about female characters. Female characters are not allowed to be given power from male characters. They are not allowed to be defeated by male characters.
Yep.
And whenever possible, must defeat themselves.
Yeah.
Speaking of female Marvel characters, you guys see Brie Larson the other day?
Oh, does anybody want me to play her again?
Yeah. Salty as fuck.
Why? Because God gave her no ass?
Yeah, it's a big part
She
of
was
it.
asked, how long are you going to play Miss, Captain Marvel? I don't know. Does anybody really want me to? I mean, really? I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. Just a complete insufferable coont.
Well, I mean, the same thing with Mark Ruffalo. He said basically not that, but he's like, as long as I'm alive.
Yeah.
Like what, dude?
Well, you know, I
It
mean,
could be arranged.
for all intents and purposes, that's a joke.
I liked him in Project Adam.
Yeah.
I didn't
like young Ryan Reynolds in Project Adam, but I liked old Ryan Reynolds.
Well, wasn't Mark Ruffalo good in Zodiac?
I didn't see Zodiac.
I think it was Zodiac that he was in.
That's Jake Gyllenhaal.
What was Mark Ruffalo in? Where he played like a detective looking for a serial killer.
He was with Jake Gyllenhaal.
So it was both of them in Zodiac? Okay. So yeah, it was Zodiac.
Well, now I know who the killer is. Thanks.
Spoiled it, Sean.
Spoil what?
I don't know. Just felt like saying it.
Well, I'm gonna look up Zodiac and see if
we
it
all
just.
know it's Ted
if it-
Cruz. I mean, it's not like I'm spoiling anything.
I'm looking up Zodiac just to see if it like says like Jake Gyllenhaal's name is just Killer.
No, I think he plays the other detective.
Robert Graysmith is Jake Gyllenhaal. Robert Downey Jr. is Paul Avery. Melvin Belli, I don't know, whichever. Mark Ruffalo, Anthony Edwards, John Carroll Lynch. Love John Carroll Lynch, and I think he was in Volcano. Was it Volcano?
Did Garrick pass out, Josh?
I don't know.
He's been muted like forever.
Did he
I
leave
know.
after brushing his teeth?
No, he's made some quips every now and then, but you know, he might have passed out.
I might be thinking of somebody else. No, it was Volcano. Yeah, he was in Bubble Boy with Jake Gyllenhaal. I didn't know that. Yeah, he was in Volcano. He ended up jumping into the fucking lava and throwing somebody. I was like, that's not possible. Oh yeah, Keith David was in Tommy Lee Jones. I'm not sure if you realize this or not, but Volcano was Twister with Megma.
I know this. So it was still just as terrible.
No, I wasn't. It was, but Dante Peak was. Dante's Peak was Twister with Magma.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no Mia Sarah? Or no, it wasn't Mia Sarah. What was the chick from Lost Boys? What's her name?
Oh, well, she wins out in the end because she married a bajillionaire. Jamie.
Yeah, the girl from
Steven!
the one, the main.
The vampire?
Yeah,
Jamie. Just say Jamie.
Jamie something.
The one that falls in love with Jason Stewart?
Yes.
Jamie.
No.
Not Jamie. No,
Gertz,
Jamie,
Jamie Gertz.
Gertz.
Yes.
Jamie
That Steven got it right before you gave it to me, Steven. Oh shit! I just got called out, possibly.
I'm more of a Kiefer fan.
Twister's 1996. Dante's Peak is 1997. Fuck you, Maynard. What's Volcano though? Because if it's 95,
Volcano was the one that the Volcano was in La Brea tar pits in L.A. It had Anne Heche in it.
Yeah, but
She's dead now.
she's dead now. Yeah, but no. We gotta see. Volcano was 97 too. Volcano's also 90. So Volcano and Dante's Peak came out in the same year. I guess it was because of Twister. Volcano came out in April 25th, 1997. Dante's Peak came out February 1997. And both came out after Twister. I can't believe Linda Hamilton. Oof.
That's someone that aged like milk.
Elizabeth Hoffman, she played the grandma. And
Linda Hamilton looked good in the first Terminator.
Linda Hamilton didn't look good on Beauty and the Beast.
No.
And that had Ron Perlman looking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the old lady jumps out and pushes the boat to shore, and I realized
With the lake of acid.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, that'd be my fat ass if that happened.
Aw, cry.
Yeah, and I was like 16 at the time, or well, 17 at least. Well, no, 16.
Kirsten wanted to know how's your eye doing.
Oh, it's fine. It's I'm about to get the other eye going though. But my eye's perfectly fine.
Good.
Stop rubbing poop in them.
I fucking no, it's not. It's it switched over from seasonal pink eye to seasonal eye swelling, and I swear to God, it's 10 times better just having a swollen eye shut than it is those 3 days of pink eye.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts, but it's a completely different kind of pain. Towering Inferno. That was
Like in the 70s, wasn't it?
yeah, I think that was like mid 70s, like 74. The Towering Inferno.
Yeah, that was about the building that was on fire, right?
Yeah, that's my second favorite Stephen McQueen movie after The Blob 2. Avalanche?
Cliffhanger.
Avalanche, I think it's still the 70s, brother. 78. But I do love me some Robert Forrester. He was Tim Allen's dad in Last Man Standing. He just didn't understand his sons at all. Which, that's such a good family. Tim Allen, Robert Forrester, and Mike Rowe. Never got in a sty. Oh, it was Rock Hudson and Mia Farrow, too. You might be thinking of Daylight, which was also 1996.
That's the one of the New York Tunnel, right? The Lincoln Tunnel?
Yeah, what was that? Was that an earthquake or?
No, what had happened is like a bunch of punks stole a car and they wrecked it and destroyed it and inside the tunnel and yeah. And the tunnel started to slowly fill up with water.
No shit, his son in that movie is Sage Stallone. Oh, Danielle Harris was in it. Stan Shaw. Okay, alligators is definitely. No, it might have been 80. Alligator was 1980 with Robin Riker. But that is a follow up to Piranha. Which is probably a cash grab on fucking Jaws or some shit.
Oh yeah. They tried to make you afraid of the ocean. Now they're making you afraid of just freshwater.
There are people in my town who watch Jaws on a floating raft, played on a floating projection screen.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that do that.
And I buy a ticket every year, and I don't go.
Why?
Because I'm a fucking coward. I have a thing. Like, I used to swim in my backyard pool and worry about sharks in underground reservoirs.
It's okay. I used to avoid air conditioning vents because of Alien.
But that stopped when I went to my high school pool because it was solid. I never had that worry. But my fucking plastic between me and the ground really did not do it for me. Have you guys seen Crawl?
Crawl?
Yeah, Crawl, Crwal.
No, I thought you said Krull there for a second. Krull. I was like, yeah.
Okay, great, isn't it? Piranha.
Awesome.
Piranha was 78. Okay, so both of them came after. Stephen King's story about the black ooze eating people stuck to the raft makes me more afraid. What was it? That was one of the creep shows, right?
I think so. Just watch the first two creep shows. Don't watch the third one. It's terrible.
It's Creep Show 1, Creep Show 2, and then it's not Creep Show 3. It's oh damn, what is it called? Huh?
4.
No. I can't think of it. God damn it, I can't think of it. It's
Amazon Women on the Moon.
Thank you for your help. Stop.
Kentucky Fried.
You're going in the wrong direction.
Attack of the Killer. Got it.
Oh, that's a great trouble flick right there.
Oddly enough, right direction, but still no. Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh yeah, Tales from the Dark Side was good.
Yeah.
Cat's Eye is a good one too.
Yeah.
That's one I need to actually bring up to watch. Have Kirsten watch.
It was stories by Stephen King and screenplays by Romero, and then the Tales from the Dark Side was is the follow up to that. Lot 249, probably my favorite.
Are we done here?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, we can be done here. I was just thinking of I was just going in my head thinking Hal Holstrom killing Adrian Barbeau. Like, dude, you'd be lucky, Hal Holstrom. I don't care how drunk she gets. It's Adrian Barbeau.
Eric fell off finally.
The one about the guy quoting smoking was also a King Shot story. Yeah. The only one I didn't care for was the one with the bugs in the clean room.
Yeah, that one was interesting.
It was but Tales from the Crypt or Tales from the Dark Side, the what was the one
Are we still live?
yeah, we're slow. The one with the gargoyle with Raida Chong
Oh yeah.
and James Remar. And he's like it took me 12 years, I fucked you for 2 kids, and now you're busted. I knew you were gonna tell that story, you lying bastard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can get out of here.
Okay. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will